Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks. I'm Marietta Carter. I am a practitioner. I'm a member of our board of trustees, and most importantly, I am the host for today's service. So I welcome you all here, and I welcome all of those who are online to Sunday morning at the Center for Spiritual Living. So we have the A team here today. We're excited. We have Reverend Dr. Mitch Johnson, David Armholder as our practitioner, and Sean Galloway is our featured artist. So we're all real excited about our team today. In case you're wondering who we are, I'd just like to say that we are an inclusive, open-minded spiritual community for anyone seeking a deeper connection with God. So if you've never been to our center before, I'd just like to share a few things with you. We believe that all people are individualizations of this one spirit. We believe in immortality and the continuality of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. We believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe there's only one God, and there are many paths to that God, and we're here to love, honor, and support you wherever you find yourself on your path. So this Center of Spiritual Living is a safe haven for all people, of all beliefs, and all lifestyles. So once again, wherever you find yourself on your path, you're welcome here. Let's begin our service. Take a deep breath. Just kind of nestle on into your seat. Let the vibration of that bell just settle you into this moment, into this space. I invite you to close your eyes and turn within. And know that with me that there is a power and a wisdom and a love that surrounds us right now. That same power that hung the stars and made the heavens is alive and is still creating, and it lives in us right now. So this infinite power never rests on its laurels. It never stops creating for a moment, and it expects us to do the same. It expects us to be fully alive, using our curiosity to feed innovative ideas into our consciousness. So open up your hearts and open up your minds and feel Spirit moving in and around and through you right now. Feel that inner connection. So just know with me that I'm so grateful for all who are here today. I thank those who are listening to our service online, and I thank those who are contributing to the service by just being present, by being open and receptive to the good things happening. I'm so grateful for and bless our speaker, Reverend Mitch Johnson, practitioner David Armholder, and our guest artist, Sean Galloway. I know that the message that is shared today assists us in knowing the truth so we can soar and feel lifted and inspired. And for this I give great thanks, and so it is.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is a song called Choice Point. I hope you enjoy it. There's a great change before us, fractal time shows. I can feel it in my body, and I can see it in our souls. Life as we know it, the earth cannot coming to a head. Wake up or go down in flames. It's choice point. Love or fear, it's choice point. Right now, right here. How we hold each other. Together we must decide. It's choice point on this amazing ride. There's a fork in the road. Which way will we go? We can crash and burn, or learn to love in the flow. There's the path of least resistance, the path of dark control. Humanity must choose, together as one soul. It's choice point, love or fear, it's choice point. Right now, right here, and how we hold each other. Together we must decide. It's choice point on this amazing ride. Fear is falling in this new world age, and love is calling to wake up. It's time to ride the wave. It's choice point, love or fear, it's choice point. Right now, right here, and how we hold each other. Together we must decide. It's choice point, it's choice point. Make your choice point on this amazing Thank you, everyone. How about our band, huh? Isn't it just amazing? We are so lucky. Yeah.
Very nice, thank you. Good morning. My name is David Arnholter, and I'm a practitioner here and a board member. I'm the practitioner reader for today, let's say that. So, I want to let you know that I've been very privileged to assist Dr. Mitch in a number of classes over the last several years. And one of the things that he's taught over and over again is that our only job is to feel good. Feeling good is feeling God. In the book of Luke, chapter 6, verses 45, Jesus says, "An abundant person brings good out of the treasure of good things in their heart. A troubled person brings bad out of the treasure of bad things in their heart. For the mouth speaks what the heart is full of." So how do we instill more good in our heart? Well, in Living the Science of Mind, Page 339, Ernest Holmes continues on this theme by writing, "Only as much good can come to us as we mentally receive and speak. We must increase our receptivity, continuously extend and expand our consciousness." He says we should declare 100 times a day. You've done this with me before, so since it's the start of the new year, I want you to affirm each of these with great feeling after me, okay? Good and more good is mine.
Good
And more good is mine. An ever-increasing good is mine.
An ever-increasing good is mine.
There is no limit to the good which is mine. There is no limit to the good which is
mine.
Everywhere I go, I see this good.
Everywhere I go, I see this good.
I feel it.
I feel
I experience it.
I experience
Good crowds itself against me.
good crowds itself against.
Good flows through me.
Good flows through me.
Good expresses itself in me.
Good expresses itself in me.
Good multiplies itself around me.
Good multiplies itself around me.
Good and more good is mine.
Good and more good is mine.
And so it is.
So it is.
Good job. Okay, so know with me as I say this treatment in the first person, and please make it personal for yourself, okay? Just breathe that good and more good in. Feel good. Know good. Always, always. And you'll create from good. So I know that there is only one spirit, one love, one life, and I am one with spirit. I am one with love. I am one with life. I know this fully and completely. I also know that a healing power is flowing in and through me right now, healing every organ, healing every thought, healing every function of my body. There is no fear. There is no doubt, no uncertainty in my mind. I am welcoming perfection to flow through me. It is my life now. The love of Spirit expressing in through me directs me, protects me, and guides me every step of my life. And I know this same healing power is flowing through our beloved center, and that the perfect new home for our community and the perfect new minister for our community have already been drawn to us in love. And I send healing, loving energy out to anyone in our community dealing with health or other issues, and I affirm the highest and best outcome for them. And as a community, right now, we hold them in our love, and in silence, we lift up those in special need that we know of in our lives now. And I give thanks for every expression of love present in our audience today and watching this broadcast from home. I give thanks. I give thanks for this community, our Science of Mind teaching, and for everyone making this service possible today. And accepting love, expressing as my life experience, I release my word into the universal law of mind, which always says yes, knowing this or something even better is so. And so it is. Have a fantastic day.
This is called Allow Only Love. Sorry. Deep breath.
It's okay. Warm up.
In the times when you feel afraid, shining star will come your way to hold your hand on higher ground. In the world, safe and sound. Now allow only love, and love will live, and your true nature is yours to give. Allow only love, and your love will flow like rainbows from your soul. Allow only love. When the day seems dark and cold, shining star will warm your soul. With the twinkling of an eye, in the arms of the living light. Now allow only love, and love will live, and your true nature is yours to give. Allow only love, and your love will flow like rainbows from your soul. Allow only love. Every night as you fall asleep, you can say a prayer for peace. The children everywhere see the star, always shining in their hearts. Now allow only love, and love will live. Your true nature is yours to give. Allow only love, and your love will flow like rainbows from your soul. Allow only love. Ooh, only love. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Vaughn Smith, everyone.
Morning. Let's warm things up. We continue with the second in our series of the basics of the science of mind and spirit. It's loosely based on the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook. And this year we've been calling the series Walking the Talk because we want to impress ourselves that indeed in this life, if there is to be any walking done, anything created, anything accomplished, any change, anything healed, then we have to do more than talk. We have to walk the talk. We have to practice it. We have to practice it. Last week, you may recall, we discussed how the science of mind and spirit is a practical spirituality, meaning there is a way to heal, a way to create, a way to grow, a way to love and to give love, and we can all do this. However, we will have to accept certain premises as being true if we're going to walk the talk. That is, if we're going to become and do what we say we want to. So one important point and premise is how we experience life is up to us. Our interpretation of life determines our belief in our life, and our belief determines our reality, how we are walking the talk. And we discussed, unless we accepted responsibility for our experiences of life, then we'll fall into a pattern of believing more in our excuses for not living how we can than in believing that we can. We have to try on new ideas of who we are, what we can do, how we can live, and we do this in an attempt to move us past limiting ideas and beliefs and experiences. We found last week that it's only common sense to see that you can't have a big life with a small idea of yourself in it. We noted that our experience of life is determined by our beliefs and attitudes, and because that's true, nothing can change until we do. In fact, nothing in the world will change until we do. So, last week we looked at another basic premise, which is we can have, be, or do anything our heart truly desires. We have to realize that we are all wonderful right here and right now, and no matter what we've done, or no matter what we've not done, or no matter what we've feared or unfeared, what we believe or not believe, or what has happened to us or not happened to us, because we can learn to trust the universe, and also since it's only one power, one life, one magnificent mind we call God, since that's all there is, we are also trusting ourselves in the process. So in the second chapter called The Way It Works, The Way It Works, Dr. Holmes, and it's worth noting this, Dr. Holmes called God it, or divine energy, it, because he didn't want to anthropomorphize. Do you like that word? He didn't want to make human ideas and limits. He didn't want to add that to something that has to be infinite and limitless. So in the second chapter, he introduces us to the idea of the way it, or God, works. Dr. Holmes never claimed to be any final authority or to have written the final word on this limitless topic. We still use his textbook because we still find it relevant. But no more than the latest scientific findings and philosophical and spiritual discoveries. So as he said, we are open at the top. That is, we know we will know more, and because there is always more to know in an ever-expanding, limitless universe. And if I start telling you that I have the final answer, then you'll know it's time for you to move on. Why? Because life is constantly evolving, constantly growing, constantly becoming something new. Are you familiar with the second law of thermodynamics? Everybody's a physicist, right? Well, the law of second law of thermodynamics states that bodies in motion tend to come to rest, right? Bodies in motion tend to come to rest. You know, like if you've got water boiling on your stove, you turn off the heat and it cools down. It goes from higher energy to lower energy. So it's important, as anybody who owns a house knows, things fall apart. Things rust. Wood tends to go rotten. Now, this is an important point. Things tend to go from a higher energy to a lower energy. Higher energy to lower energy. Second law of thermodynamics. But, and here's a big but, evolution. All evolution in our planet seems to fly in the face of this second law. Animals of all stripes and varieties, and you and me, have evolved from lowly one-celled ancestors into many-celled, many functions, higher energy over time. In other words, evolution itself is from a lower energy to a higher energy, right in the face of this famous second law. So here's what I'm getting from that, and I hope you do too. Things physical can change for the better. Shall I say that again? Your life, your body, your circumstances, your finances, your love life can change for the better. Physically, mentally, spiritually, it can change because you have this incredible force in you. Let's call it the universe, call it dynamic love. I don't care what you call it Gertrude. God doesn't care. Call it, my inner being, my higher power. This seems to indicate a vast intelligence behind this evolving moment. Or should we say a cause, a spiritual cause, an idea or a dream that God itself has of itself, becoming many parts of itself into beings who can think like itself. Did that make sense? In other words, beings who themselves are being a cause of something new. That is you and I. Healings, revealings, good lives, co-creating with itself in the form of you and me and everyone who wants to walk the talk. So as we learn more and believe more that we are indeed an aspect of God itself, growing and learning more to be the goodness and greatness and love that God is, as we know more and we create more and we walk to talk, that's the whole point of this second chapter. There's a very, very remarkable statement in this second chapter where Dr. Holmes states, the realization that good is universal and that as much good as any individual is able to incorporate into his life is his to use. And that's what constitutes the science of mind and spirit, he says. As much good as you are able to incorporate into your life is yours to use. No limit on that. Well, the question then this remarkable statement offers to all of us is a promise that good is within reach of every one of us, no matter what our situation may be, no matter how far down we may feel we are, no matter how poor, sick, whatever it is. Nothing is impossible. This is the meat of the second chapter, incorporating good, walking what we say we would really like to have. See, lots of people talk about health of mind and body. They talk about abundance. They talk about love relationships that bring out the best in us. They talk about dreams coming true, but that's just where it all ends for so many of us. It's just talk. And as the old saying goes, talk is cheap. What does it deep down really take to have what you say you want? Well, in a word, the answer is the dreaded C word to all bachelors everywhere: commitment. Commitment. You are talking about having the good life and not the same as having the good life. Walking in the good life. The first thing about commitment is you have to really do it. You have to practice it day in and day out. You have to practice until what you want feels natural to you, feels good to you, feels like it's going to happen. I guarantee I was just like many of you, excited when I heard this positive message at the Science of Mind Center years ago. Feeling good. And when I left the Sunday service, then I'd go home and think, you can have your heart's desire? Anyone's dreams can come true in some way or other? Well, I thought, those words sound nice, but hey, come on. You have to be realistic. There were many reasons and excuses I had that were very realistic. The field I was in was too crowded. And besides, I didn't have enough. And besides that, life was expensive. And besides that, I was either too old or too young at the time. I don't remember which. Besides, you can't trust people. And besides, business is awful. And besides, you have to be realistic. The problem with being realistic was that the only real things in my life were all the excuses and doubts and fears that I was being realistic about. They were the realest real in my life at that time. And you know how it is. Have you ever had that feeling where you just knew something was going to go wrong? So you did it, and then it went wrong, and then you said, I knew it. Well, of course you knew it. Of course you knew it. Well, you see, the first thing about commitment is you really do have to practice it every day. So what's real in your life? Your reasons why something can't be? Excuses for not trying a little more? Procrastination because what's the use? The reality of life is as real as you are willing to make it. And understand something. It takes courage. It's from that French word, courage, heart. It takes courage. Understand, please, the spiritual mental law of mind that we talk about so much around here is always working, which means whatever we make real in our minds and hearts has to become real in our experience of life. There isn't God and something else. There's only God, one life, one power, one mind. You are the way that God gets to experience the reality of good that you create in your life. Because there's no separation. Understand something with me, dear friends. Do you know what a belief is? Well, I'm going to tell you. A belief is not this monstrous thing inside you that keeps you from having what you want. A belief is just a thought that you have over and over and over and over and over and over and over. And the more times you have it, the more your body says, oh, okay. And the more the law says, oh, okay. You can start having a new belief over and over and over. There's absolutely no besides in that. Besides is an idea that's hiding a belief somewhere that what you want isn't possible for you. Do you understand me? The law always works, and it's working right now in our lives. The Bible says it's this way. As we think in our hearts, so are we. Jesus put it this way. It is done unto you as you believe. Not as you want or like, but as you truly down believe. So basic to our understanding of the science of mind and spirit is to understand the way it works so we can walk our talk. It works the way it works always, always. And you can learn to count it. So part of your commitment is to know and practice and appreciate this law can work for you or it can work against you. So you believe you're besides, especially if you believe you're besides more than you believe in your dream. So stop giving power to thoughts, feelings, and attention to your besides. I want to tell you something. Our besides is a story, usually a victim story, that we've heard someone tell us, or we've started telling ourselves so many times that we think it's true reality. But listen, It's only a story. It's only a story. In some cases, it's a soap opera. I was recently reading of a soap opera on TV that went off the air after 70 years. Wow. 70 years. And yet for all that 70 years, the story never changed. It never got better. Just one tragedy after another, after another, after another. And it usually was the same tragedy. Oh my God, she's taken him away from me. Or the other way. Well, there's a reason for that. The reason is someone wrote the story that way. And that's what makes it real. Now, believe me, I'm not saying that bad things don't happen and that we should just ignore our pain. Far from it. We are here, I believe, to feel our pain, to know that we don't have to feel it. Because that's how we can feel our passion for living. Bad things happen to us all. Losses and betrayals, and it's not about blaming ourselves or blaming others or about these things. It's about learning from these things so we can commit ourselves to the life that we all deserve. So we can get a new story that celebrates who we are, that cherishes us and everyone else with the love we all deserve. You know, what we all do, we've got a story, every one of us. And the story says, and we're telling ourselves this, here's the truth about it. It's my story, and it's sticking to me. So get a story sticking to you that you really want. Make it the most real thing in your life. Commit yourself to it. Tell yourself this new good story every day. Every time, anytime you can. Go out into the world acting as if this good story is absolutely true. See, the science of mind and spirit tells us spirit works for us by working through us. In fact, it can't work any other way. So that's the crux of this second chapter. It can't work any other way. Oh, I want to tell you, there are many times in my life I wanted it to work different the way it does. But it doesn't. So I just have to buckle down, commit to making it work the way it works. That meant committing to changing my old story, especially about how it's not possible, to one that says, yes, it is possible. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Until we feel it, until we see it clearly, until we act, move on our feet on this new possibility. You see, a great mistake that many make in this life is they think they should never fail at something. That's a false notion. Everyone who has ever created any kind of success has failed many times over. It's only in failing and having missteps that we learn something good, if we're open to it. If we make mistakes on the way that something didn't work, then we understand. We can easily find something that does work. See, it isn't failing mistakes that keeps us down. It's not getting up again. Something good we call God created you and I with special talents and abilities and absolutely knows how to put that together for you to be successful in a happy way. I was reading of a very successful actor who first in school felt his heart leading him to wrestling. He wanted to be a wrestler. And so he tried it. And he didn't win any championships, so he knew there was something more for him. And next thing he did, he went to Catholic seminary to study for the priesthood for a year. After he was there a year, he thought, this is not it for me. And then he got into acting classes, and then he knew this was it. Now his name is Tom Cruise. He went on to become a big star, as you know, but notice, by using all the things that he learned, his athleticism and his kind of spiritual ideas. In other words, Spirit put all those seeming missteps into a perfect expression of creating, acting for him. I want you to know that Spirit thinks no less of you than it does of Tom Cruise. He doesn't have anything you don't have. You got it. Turn to someone and say, I got it. Now turn to them and say, you got it. And you can't get shots for it either. But you see, commitment means commitment. You are committed to yourself first, and you're committed to life. You are a special creation of God. You have to be hot. You have to be passionate about what you want. You have to go, I love this. In the Bible, there's a passage in the book of Revelations. It says, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. It isn't pleasant to get spewed. So don't get spewed. Don't be like the story of the preacher who was shouting that his church must get up and walk, fiery evangelist. And he said, the church must get up and walk. And in the back of the church, a voice said, amen, brother, let her walk. And he said, the church must get up and run. And in the back, they said, amen, brother, let her run. The church must get up and fly. And the voice responded, amen, brother, let her fly. Then he went on, brothers and sisters, it takes a lot more money than you've been given to make the church get up and fly. And the voice said, amen, brother, let her walk. Excuse me. There it is. I've got a cough drop. I just want you to know there's always something working with us for us. It's this self-same law of mind, action, and spirit, if we are willing to work it. And so I want to do something now. Barbara, are you here? I'm going to invite up Barbara Wilson, who is a student. And in one of our classes, I asked people to write a story of how they wanted their life to be. And she and many others sat down and wrote that story. And I'd like her to share just a little bit of how that went for her. You understand, I'm not giving you examples. I'm giving you examples of people who have made it work. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Mitch, for this opportunity to share my blessing. So we was in a class, and he was asking us to write a story of something we would like to manifest. And I'm like, what I'd like to write a story about? I'm like, oh, let me get a raise. So we got a new management team at work, and they were saying we're going to get a raise, give out raises in January. Here it was August, September. We was in our class, and I'm like, I don't want to wait till January to get my raise. I'm gonna write my story, get my raise. So I wrote my story, and in my story, I said, hey, boss, can I get a raise? She's like, yeah, you can get a raise. You're the best darn worker here. We're going to give you a raise right here. Now, what can we do without you? We're going to give you that raise. So I went to work next day. Well, she didn't say exactly what I said, but she did say I was a good worker, and she did give me the raise. So I was blessed to have my raise. And, you know, things work in mysterious ways, and as long as we got our heart right and know that Spirit is for us and we're for ourselves, you know, it's going to work out. And I got my raise.
Yeah. You see, here's the thing I want you to understand about this second chapter. The way it works is that God, or the quantum field of infinite potential and possibility, reflects energy back to you, the same energy you give off. That simplified it. So God recognizes itself as what you are thinking, feeling, and produces more of the same in your life. So it only makes sense that right now you should start telling yourself a story that feels good, a story that has you as the star, that you are, I don't know what you want. Maybe it's a love relationship. You go home and write this story. My challenge, go home and write this story now, or write it now, right after church. It started off this way. Isn't it wonderful that I'm in an amazing love relationship with a wonderful person, if love relationship is what you want? And that person has all of these wonderful qualities that I have, and we fit each other perfectly. Or isn't it wonderful that I am successful and that right now I see myself having success? I see myself getting that raise. I see myself stepping forward into life. I see myself having that reward, that award for singing, for tap dancing, I don't know what. Isn't it wonderful? Start it off that way and write a whole page. And then when you've written that page, look at it over and over and over. It's a thought. And then record it on your phone and play it back to yourself, especially at night or any time during the day you can think of it. And do that over and over and over. And I want you to notice something. When you're looking at that, when you're saying it and saying it out loud, when you're hearing it again, when you're seeing it, saying it, hearing it, you start feeling it. And notice you aren't at the same time looking at what is or what was. You're not saying the old story. And if you do this enough, there won't be a room in your life for the old story because you will have incorporated it, as Dr. Holmes said, into your body. So please understand me. Turn to someone right now. Here's what I want you to say to them. I love your new story. I have a new story too. Isn't it great? How did that feel? Okay, say it again. I have a new story. And I love my new story. And I'm happy and grateful for your new story. And so it is.
So it is. So now is the time to get back to what serves us. If there's something that's touched your heart today, there's many ways where you can share your love with us. I would like to ask the ushers to come forward. So you can put your gift in our offering plate. You can use a credit card in the bookstore. Or you could use your credit card at a terminal in the back in our lobby. Or you can find a document with a QR code in the book pocket in your front seat. For those who are online, please make a contribution using the link in the description you see. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way. We take it every which way. You can mail a check to our center. Thank you. Join me as we say, divine love. As me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So it is. Thank you for your loving gifts.
I'd like to make just a quick announcement about a couple of people that are dear to me, that are of this from this service, and that's Gary Hoffman, who had a major surgery on Friday, and Candy Paul. Just want to send out a lot of healing vibes to them. And this is called How Much More Heaven Can We Hold?
What? You want me to wake up? All right, we'll wake up, Sean.
How much more heaven do you want to hold?
Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll get it this time.
I've been seeing paradise in the magic of your eyes, looking like an angel brave and bold, serving up the ancient sun, alive and well in everyone. Now how much more heaven can we hold? Playing in the fields of freedom, soaring in the skies of gold. Love released, I'm asking in this place, how much more heaven can we hold? I can see our Mother Earth, long in labor giving birth, rising with the songs in our soul, breathing in the higher heart, singing with the sacred stars. How much more heaven can we hold? Dancing in the days unwritten, sharing the stories untold. Hey, overcoming old with new. In this light I'm asking you, how much more heaven can we hold? Ready to fly with open wings above the clouds of control. I'm setting my sights on having fun with the world as one. How much more heaven can we hold? Playing in the fields of freedom, soaring in the skies of gold. Hey, laughing in the love released, I'm asking in this piece, how much more heaven can we hold? Dancing in the days unwritten, sharing the stories untold. Hey, overcoming old with new. In this light I'm asking you, how much more heaven can we hold? Now overcoming old with new. In this light I'm asking you, how much more heaven can we hold? Thank you very much, everyone. Great message today, Mitch. Thank you.
Well, if y'all didn't stand up for that one, I was going to make you stand up. So I'm so glad y'all decided to stand up on your own. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, Larry and the band. Most importantly, thank you, Mitch. Thank you. So I invite everyone to not let this night rest before you write your story. Go home and write your story. Let's create something new in 2024. So if you bear with me just a moment for a few brief announcements. Right after service today, we're going to have a town hall meeting. We're going to give you some updates. We're going to talk about next steps, and we invite you to join us upstairs in the classroom and discuss our future steps. Please keep in your heart and mind a couple of our dear friends. Gary Hoffman has, as Sean just said, had some extensive surgery on his back. You know, I just want to say thank you to the community who has shown up. I thank Beverly Clark, who has taken his little four-legged baby into her house. So please keep Gary, his sister, Beverly, anybody else in your thoughts and prayers. If you'd like to have an update, I believe Dale Rogers, one of our Board of Trustees members, could give you an update. Also, if you could keep our dear friend, practitioner, Candy Paul, in your thoughts and prayers. Carlin Evans, a long-time member, supportive of our community, is coordinating her care. There is a page now. It's called caringbridge.com, caringbridge.com. If you open up that link and you write in Candy Paul, be sure to use 2 L's, Candy Paul, P-A-U-L-L. You can get an update about Candy's status and a list of needs and that the community could help out with. Carlin will be updating that list regularly, and if you'd like to know more information, please reach out to csl.admin.org, and that will be forwarded to me, and I'll be happy to get back with you. Remember that there are many free items in our fellowship hall, plus all the books in our lending library. We're still decluttering. We're still getting ready for a move. So let's find a new home for some of our things. Before we end, I'd like to welcome all our visitors who are here today. Would like the opportunity to get to know you, so please, right after the service, just going into the fellowship hall. We have some goodies, we have some coffee, we have some little treats, and I would like for y'all to get to know us as we have the opportunity to get to know you. And if you're watching online, please give us a thumbs up. Tell everybody you like us. I would like to ask our practitioners and speaker to come front. I'd like for you to know that if there is anything heavy on your heart, there's a heart desire, please don't leave here today without meeting with one of these professionals. Or you can fill out a prayer request that's in the hallway and put it in a box. Or you can connect with a practitioner online by going to our website. Please join me if I say our closing treatment. There's only one God, one magnificent mind, one ever-present source of all, and it's good. It is love. It is joy. And I am an individualized expression of this one. God in me, as me, is me. So I face every situation before me with an open mind, an open heart, and an open will, knowing that my inner wisdom and guidance is Spirit itself. Any information, tool, material, or assistance I need appears before me even before I need it. I'm guided to make wise decisions, and I allow Spirit to guide me in all decisions for my complete and continuing success in all things, including my health, my relationship, or avenues to living an abundant life. I commit to consistently connecting to Spirit multiple times a day, for I know that it is easy, and I do this over and over and over again, and I create a hot new life. I allow Spirit to flow flow in me like a peaceful river, undisturbed by circumstances around me. Beauty and joy are everywhere and in everyone. It is what I see, it is what I feel, it is what I am. It is the I am that I am. Good and more good is mine, and I live the good life where spirit never fails. I speak my word of truth for all, knowing that this goes forth and it circles back to me. I give thanks to the spiritual presence that always goes before me and always supports me and always loves me. I give thanks to Spirit for bringing us the perfect buyer, the perfect minister, and the perfect space for us to call a new home. So I'm releasing my words to the law, expecting and accepting this and something even greater. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you all.
All right, why don't we all stand, and we have lyrics to our closing song, which is Put a Little Love in Your Heart. So let's get down and have some fun.